Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Jagame Nights presents Wonderworld: Origins, Volume 7. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me we have some super players. Introducing Sean, playing Rose as Recall.
If you expect me to have a catchphrase ready for this, you are sadly mistaken.
We also have Morgan playing Kiki as her superhero name,
Facet.
Facet.
I got you.
Perfect. And then finally, we have Alex playing Ian Lambast.
I'm still having dinner. You keep going.
All of these are so good.
I was about to say, those were three perfect introductions to our characters.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh my god.
We will get started in just a moment. Maybe literally this moment. Do we have any announcements?
Cyberscape?
Cyberscape, we have a new podcast that's on iTunes right now called Cyberscape. One word. Cyberscape. One word. Don't type in one word, type it as one word, and you'll be just fine. It's a great podcast that it's kind of a sci-fi setting. I won't go into the details because it's kind of a fun little reveal, and it's really fun. It's a blend of a few systems, and check it out. We also have Lords of Misrule, not this Saturday, but I think the week after this Saturday. But we do have an audio version of that show on iTunes as well that you can go check out. We're going to be doing the next installment of Wild Space this coming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and that should be a whole lot of fun. So we got a couple playthroughs going through right now. I know that Sean and Savannah have started Resident Evil 7. I think they're like 2 runs through that, or 2 videos through that. So that's been a lot of fun. I just started Dragon Age Origins as the naked dwarven prince. We'll see how far that goes. But and then we're always playing other games at the same time. As we get closer to Halloween, we'll probably be playing spoopier games. So if you have some recommendations there, pops in, and there's a good chance that if it's reasonable, we'll pick it up if we don't already own it, and we might give it a shot and play it. So just doesn't hurt to ask. So maybe drop us a line on Twitter, G Game Nights. That's 2 G's, 1 K, and H, a T, and other letters. But yeah, so we're gonna have some fun tonight. Gosh. Last time on Wonderworld Origins, the crew was forced to leave their sanctuary, a kind of hidden away room in the school of Beacon High. And for a time, they are without a place where they can feel safe to be themselves. Though they have met some other supers who have whisked away Olivia to train with Eternia for reasons unknown, the rest of the crew waits on the planet Earth and has to make do. So this is going to be an interesting episode, because what I want to know is, when you have no place to go, what do you do? So I kind of want to start. Well, we'll roll for it. Let's each of you roll a 2d6. Whoever rolls the highest goes first.
That was a 5 for me.
I got real high with the 10. Oh no.
4.
Well then.
All right, Kiki. So, Kiki, what's your home like? Who do you live with?
Kiki lives with her mom and her dad and her younger sister. She has an older sister, but she's like away at college. I think they have like a little dog.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's just the four of them and the little dog at home right now.
Okay. What kind of house? Is it a house, a condo, an apartment?
Well, her mom makes the big bucks, so they have kind of a nice-ish house.
Okay. All right. Do you think it's like maybe a 4-bedroom house out in the suburbs of Beacon City? Or is it closer to the city, or what do you think?
I feel like there's probably like a neighborhood in the city that has like a lot of like old kind of
Yeah.
like eclectic houses in
For
it.
sure. Yep. Totally. So
but
there's
they're-
kind of like it's a bit of an older house, maybe I guess we're in the 2050s. Maybe this is from like the 1950s, something like that. Maybe 19
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So kind of like an older, and so like most people who live in that neighborhood probably have to make a lot of money because these are expensive
Mhm.
houses.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so what do I want to do next? How does Kiki feel about being home? Because like for the past couple weeks, past actually this whole school year, you've been kind of staying away from home a lot, and which isn't that surprising to your parents because you have a lot of extracurricular activities that you have going on. But now you have the opportunity to be home more. Are you taking advantage of that, or are you doing something else?
She might have picked up like a couple extra shifts at work, but probably also spent some time at home studying because she's not doing well in one of her
No.
classes.
No, she isn't.
So maybe she's trying to buckle down and study a little bit, but then also probably picked up a couple random shifts she wouldn't have normally.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making yourself busy. Doesn't sound like you're making time for Steven.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe
Or are you?
not.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So let's say this time period happens in like in the week or two following the dance. I think Steven has called you a few times. Have you not called him back? Maybe not every single time.
Yeah, maybe not like the first time, but like probably like texted him something like, "Hey, sorry, I'll talk to you later." Cat emoji.
Okay. Which cat emoji though? There's
It matters.
But yeah, it does matter. I know I've done like not the cat screw, the cat with the hard eyes.
cat with the hard eyes. Okay, spicy. Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. I want you to roll. I don't know what the roll's called, but roll for responsibilities again.
Oh yeah, my face. Let's see. Yeah, roll plus mundane
Okay.
to see if I'm balancing my obligations.
Also, in your list of obligations, including
Mhm.
school, work, and I think there's something else.
There's school, work. Well, I guess there's kind of two for school. She like has classes, but then she's like also kind of the head of like a student club,
Okay.
and now maybe boyfriend.
Yeah, I would like you to add that. I don't want. I don't want it to be considered like an obligation, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It is a.
It's a thing.
It's a
It's
thing.
just a balance. All right, let's see. That is a 9. That is a
Okay.
hit. Okay, but on a 7 to 9, I have lapsed in one obligation. Your
I'm gonna s-
choice.
I'm gonna say because I added one. I'm gonna say, well, no. Well, yeah. Sorry. All right. So you have to two. You have to fail two.
Oh,
Or not
okay.
fail, but like because you have an extra one. Oh, is that weird? Is that mean? I don't know. What do you think? Because I feel like you're juggling more now. So
Yeah.
the risks are higher.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could just like tell Steven to peace out, and then you won't have to ever worry about that thing ever again.
Yeah. Probably not yet.
What do you all think? Is that unfair to have two misses for this? If I'm adding a thing, or should I just not even include that?
Yeah, because on a
Extra
complete
obligation.
miss, I it's 2 obligations. I get hecked up.
Okay, let's just say that's I want to have fun with this, but I don't know if it's like being mean or not, because it's like changing it in the middle of it. Do you want to? What if we chunk together both of your school things into one?
Okay.
Is that fair? Or does that change things up too much?
That does, because one of the school things was what I was probably potentially going to fail.
Okay. All right, then let's just leave it as it was. We'll figure out something for Stephen later.
Okay.
We'll visit that later. I don't want to like change it in the middle of the game.
Okay. Cool. Come back around to it.
Yeah.
So I guess obligation is probably the school club, because she's like buckling down on homework and she's also working more on her job. So
Okay.
like,
All right. So what's the school club that you're?
it's essentially FCCLA. So like, it's like the home ec club meets like leadership club.
Okay.
I was in this club.
All right.
So Kiki's now in this club.
Okay. So, Okay. So this is what I think happens, and then we'll give Kiki a break for right now. We'll come back around. I think your parents. You get home one night, and your parents are waiting for you.
Oh no.
They're sitting around the dining room table. The lighting is weirdly dramatic. And they're like, Kiki, why don't you sit with your father and I?
Okay. What's up? It's kind of late.
It is late, Kiki. I'm glad you noticed. Your mom goes on. So your mom looks at your dad every now and then, but your dad was just kind of like not really making eye contact and just kind of like looking at the table, saying, "Your father and I just thought we might have a talk about how things have been going. You know that your teacher, Miss Weatherly, called us."
Oh, yeah. And what did she say?
Well, frankly, I'm shocked and horrified that my daughter flunked a test.
You know, I'm sorry.
What's gotten into you?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on, and senior year is a lot harder than junior year was, and I'm in all these AP classes and stuff, and and I'm like, got a job now because I'm trying to save up for school, and I'm sorry.
We also heard that you missed your club today.
Oh no, that was today. Oh no.
Kiki. We're not made of money, you know. If you don't get these scholarships, we can't send you to your favorite schools. You have to get it together.
Okay.
And I noticed that you have boys calling you now.
It's just one boy.
Well, apparently it's some boy, because my daughter's failing in all her activities lately. Now, I know you've got hormones raging through your system, but you have to be more responsible than that. And until you get your school under order, I don't want you speaking with that boy.
Okay, I guess.
Well, kind of like to the father, to your dad, waiting to say, he's like, yeah, no more boys. Now I want you to clean up the kitchen and then go to your room.
Fine. She kind of like angrily tosses her bag down and goes to do the dishes.
Okay. And before we leave you, I think your cell phone rings. And it's Steven.
Oh no. Are mom and dad still in the room?
They are downstairs, but they're not in the kitchen with you.
Okay. Gonna like click it so it doesn't keep ringing and just like vibrates. And then like
Yes.
and then text and be like, can't talk right now. Maybe later.
Okay. I think you get a winky cat emoji back,
Yes.
if that is one. I don't know
think
if
so.
it is.
By 2050 it is. There's
Yeah,
emoji
Yeah.
for
We
everything.
could just like make up any emoji we want at this
Okay.
point.
All right. Excellent. Okay. All right. We'll leave Kiki alone for now. Good job.
All right. Oh, you nailed it with her parents. That was exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. So who was the next highest? I think that was Ian.
Yep.
I'm gonna kind of go through the same sorts of questions. Where's Ian live?
Oh, it's a bit iffy. Because he's been spending an awful lot of time kind of living at the old base. Because his home life is mostly non-existent at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He does still have an apartment. I think the actual, not ownership, but lesser thing there is a little iffy. Because it was previously under his grandma's name, but she has since had to move into an old person's home for someone to take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And the parents aren't in the picture, and with Ian's younger brother, gone, it's basically a big empty apartment that he's not a huge fan of spending time in.
So do you spend time someplace else? Do you have a friend's house that you go to? Or do you go to the apartment?
Yeah, I think he can't avoid it that much anymore, but he probably has like a job at a grocery store doing bagging, restocking. So
Okay.
he's taking on more shifts there. He was also falling a bit behind in the academics, which is why he got suspended from the football team.
What a shame.
So it's a bit of a mirror of Kiki's situation of buckling down on work and studying, but I think at the end of a day, there have been some days this week where he still can't face going to the apartment and would rather go out and knock skulls of some low-level drug dealers and stuff.
Okay. So I think you do fine after one night where you worked a double shift at the grocery store. Do you want to name the grocery store?
What would be a combination of all the different big chains? Giant Safe Jewel Ralph. I don't know. I'm thinking of all the different chains that I've lived near across.
Okay. All right.
Safeway, Giant Eagle, Jewel Osco, Ralph's.
I know one
Okay.
of those.
Combining all of them.
Okay.
I don't think I've heard of any of those.
I'm gonna call it Bag and Tag.
Yep.
Please,
that is
please.
better.
So so you worked a double shift at the Bag and Tag, and before you go home at night, you see something going down. What is it?
I think it might be a mugging, and I think just after, because they haven't had anything major to deal with in
Yeah.
a bit, and so he's got a lot of energy kind of pent up, and so I think he's going to. Which one of these is the moves that I have? Okay, I think I was thinking of the ones that I don't have yet. Sorry, just double checking. Okay, no, so it's gonna be basically he's going in and not thinking too much about avoiding collateral damage or not, horribly hurting, this guy, this purse snatcher, basically.
Okay. All right. So I guess that kind of answers my follow-up question, which was something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you go a little hard on this person. To what degree? I'll let you decide that.
Yeah, probably rather than just knocking them out, getting them off, probably breaks a limb or two,
Okay.
and is going to realize and take him to the hospital / police station. I'm not sure how that order of operations would work, but
By the way, I'm also picturing you wearing your bag and tag apron while you're doing this. Maybe it's dark out, you're not going to get recognized, but I imagining you in this grocery store employee
it's probably taking the apron and then oh crap, turned it inside out and brought it up to be a veil, and so
Yeah.
a very poor disguise.
I was imagining it like a cape.
Nonetheless.
It's a forever cape. All right. So yeah, I think you you beat him a little too hard, and then you drop him off at the hospital, and okay, and then you go back to your apartment. I think this music's probably fine for what we're doing, but I just wanted to. No, that's not right. Yeah, the other one was way better. Okay. Sorry, I just had to check. So you get back to the apartment. It feels really empty, as it always does. You see something when you get back to your apartment. Something that reminds you of your brother. What is it?
I think it's so. With his parents gone, they left, not quite a trust fund, but enough money that, Ian's job isn't to make a living per se, but it's, to help make sure things are more comfortable. But even so, he's been slowly selling off furniture and stuff to the point where most of what's left in the apartment that isn't a necessity is his younger brother's things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically just realizing that that's pretty much what's left, and both, you know, what's left in the apartment and what's left of his brother.
Okay. You have a smartphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're on. What would be like a let's say you're like on some sort of Discord analog with some of your friends, and they're just like chatting about stuff. Some people start talking about the dance that happened a few weeks ago, and one of your friends is like, "So what do you think about Rose and Olivia? Are they like a thing?" And then someone else said like, I think I thought so. I thought I heard something about that.
I think Ian would step in and say they were good friends before Rose got held back. I mean, I don't know. It's because I'm trying to think. We've had like a scene earlier where like all of us were sitting together in the cafeteria, but just trying to think about like you know, how much, you know, at least these friends would know of Ian's association with those two. Like, did they set up this conversation like to be asking Ian about it because they know he hangs out with them, or?
Yeah, I think probably.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find out if it's true.
Yeah. I think Ian would say, you know, not as far as I know, but either way, it's none of our business. And Alex has censored himself, but I think Ian uses a few expletives in there and
Sure.
just like, you know, mind your own beeswax, you jerks.
So after Ian kind of signs off for the night, what does Ian think about that?
I think there's a whole lot of confusion in that whole domain right now. Because he certainly, you know, was getting closer to Olivia, but you know, without having really been at homecoming, doesn't know exactly what they're talking about. He's only heard the rumors, and you know, even as much as the rest of the team filled him in on what happened, you know, they probably didn't linger so much on the dance off, other than to say it was super sick and awesome.
Although, okay. One little wrinkle. I think someone definitely took video of this on their
Yeah.
phone.
Okay.
And you've definitely seen it.
Yep. How does Ian feel about this? Oh boy. I mean, I think I think he doesn't know what to think about it. I think there's definitely a part of him who's like, you know, no matter how large or small, there's a part of him who is annoyed that there might be someone else with Olivia. But I think it gets into a spiral of, you know, as soon as that intrusive thought pops in, he's like, but wait, what is that how I really feel? And you know, it just spirals out from there. And by the time he goes to sleep, he's still not sure how he feels about it. He just knows there's something going on there that he still needs to figure out. And
Okay.
whether it's going to be something that he decides to drop or continues with remains to be seen.
So we'll close the curtain on Ian after I ask this very last question. And this is just kind of like, it gives you a different option of like ending your scene. Like when Ian does not know what to feel, what does Ian do?
I think that's when he would go, don the costume and go out and fight crime.
Okay.
So yeah, even though he had the mugging incident earlier in that night, this Discord message has probably messed him up enough that he's gonna go back out, and it's gonna be a late night for him.
I love it. Thank you. All right. And last but not least, Rose. Rose, talk to me about your home life. Where do you stay?
I think we already established that Rose lives with her aunt, Jillian, who is her aunt on her father's side. They have I don't her aunt's a detective, so I think she makes decent money, but not a lot. So I think they live in an apartment downtown. I think her aunt's probably has a very Spartan lifestyle. Doesn't really buy more than she needs. So they probably live in like a 3rd floor apartment, in an old brownstone building or something.
Yeah.
And it's just the two of them. What more detail do you want than that?
Is there anything at that apartment that gives you comfort?
I don't think she'd admit it, but I think her aunt definitely does. I think they have a really a very casual relationship. I think she calls her Jillian. I don't think she calls her Aunt Jillian. And I think she gives her Jillian doesn't really put up with Rose's shit, and sort of they probably yell at each other a lot, but never to the point where it's where either of them gets really angry. It's more so just venting frustration. They both have frustrations in their own lives and days, and so they get really heated when they talk to each other, but they always laugh and they watch movies together and things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think her aunt gives her a lot of comfort.
Does Jillian, does she have an office at the apartment, like a desk with? Does she bring her work home with her?
I think she has to. Yeah, I think with any police, being realistic of a police officer, I think she does work from home. She probably doesn't really have a separate office, but maybe in. She is converted
desk in the hallway or something.
I'm thinking that she's probably converted whatever dining space there's supposed to be into a makeshift office. There's probably not a formal dining area in the apartment. As a result, there's probably boxes of case files and things like that just covering the room.
Who does the cooking, if anyone?
Neither of them. I think they order out a lot of takeout.
Just order out a lot.
Yeah.
What kind of takeout is your go-to? What's the place that you hit up the most? What is the most nostalgic or most comforting thing that you and your aunt eat together?
I think there's a Mexican restaurant that Rose I think there's a Mexican restaurant down the street that does takeout or does dine out, delivery, or not delivery, but takeout food. And I think it's probably a place that they used to go a lot when Rose was still living with her parents. And I think they'll get takeout from there now and then. It's probably a very nostalgic sort of moment for Rose, and probably one of her favorite restaurants. I think of a name for it.
I don't know.
It's called Taco Bell.
I was gonna go with Taco Shack.
It's just Taco Bell. So there's this delightful Mexican restaurant that my family and I used to go to.
El Dorado is what I'm gonna name it.
Reminds me of the good old days.
I'm gonna call it El Dorado because that's the name of a Mexican restaurant back in college. we used to go to.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah.
Oh, I should have made it be like the spicy McBurgers.
No.
All right, cool. Excellent. So, I'm trying to think of a fun scene we could play out. Do you stay at home a lot, or you try to sneak out and, or you, like, do you get home really late at night because your aunt's probably not there?
I don't. I think there's a.
There?
Sorry.
Do you have parties there? Like, I don't know.
No.
What does Rose do?
I think Rose. I don't think Rose throws parties. She might occasionally have like Josh and Melody over to like hang out or something, and like smoke on the back porch or something like that. But or on the balcony. But I think she probably stays out pretty late because Jillian works late shifts, especially on the nights when her aunt is working like the night shift or something. But I don't think she really has to sneak out because I think she just Ferris Bueller's it and teleports out of her bedroom a lot.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably like an ongoing kind of contention between her and her aunt because her aunt is so gung-ho about like, I think there've probably been a couple times when Rose has gone to her room, Jillian's come by later in the night, and Rose has just been gone, and Jillian can't figure out how she got out of the room. Mm-hmm. And it's probably a situation where Jillian keeps saying that I'm going to stop you. I'm going to figure out how you're getting out. I'm going to keep you from being able to sneak out. And Rose keeps saying like, try it.
So, I think that before we leave Rose right now, as I think you're just coming in from the porch after smoking a cigarette, and just like coming off the porch, and Jillian's going past the dining room, and Jillian has like her stuff out there. You see a notification come up on her computer that had like, you're kind of a step away, but you see like bloop on the corner of the screen, you see like an image there, which it's difficult to make out from here though. You snoop or do you keep walking?
Oh, I snoop.
Okay. All right. So you snoop, you go into the room. So you like click the thing to like open up the notification. And it's a message. An update. And you see, when the message opens up, you instantly recognize a schematic, or not a schematic. It's just like it's just a picture of one of the drones that you had previously stolen. And the message itself is brief. Just says, drones deployed. 32 active units. And then last, like, and that's at the bottom. There's like, what it is. It's like a chain email, and like, or that people are passing back and forth. And the most recent reply is like somebody's like replied all. And the most recent message is just like, if any one of them uses their powers, we'll be on them.
Shit.
And
yeah,
we'll close the scene there.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's, with that knowledge, let's go to the next. We can go to group text, like maybe staying up late, maybe the three of you like texting each other at night. But you can talk as if you're in the same room.
We got a problem.
Care to elaborate?
I was, and this is all through emojis, and this is all through emojis.
That's right.
Hieroglyphic level.
And gifts.
Yeah. I thought for a second about trying to describe this through emojis, but it's just gonna be annoying. Yeah, I was checking out my aunt's computer earlier, and looks like they've deployed a lot more drones. And they are waiting for someone to use their powers. Said they'll know if anyone does.
Well, crap, because I'm out here right now using mine.
Yeah, I don't know if it maybe it's just like I wonder if it picks up passive abilities or just like active. You should probably be careful.
Yeah, what are you doing out by yourself?
Couldn't sleep.
Also, do you always look at your aunt's computer?
Yeah, Ian, do you always look at your aunt's computer?
I wasn't talking to Ian.
Yeah, just grumpy face.
Rose.
emoji.
Unamused emoji.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you think I know anything that happens over at the station? You think this intel just comes to me?
No, but just it makes me nervous.
That's fine. I mean, if she ever caught me, I'd just be a snooping teenager. It's no more than that. Nothing more than that.
Do you really think there's drones out there, like, watching us?
32 of them.
What is that move called?
Assess the situation.
Yeah, assess the situation.
Yes, you can.
Around me right now.
I was waiting for that.
Yep. So roll plus superior, which is a +0. Oh, that is a miss. That's a 4.
Okay.
It
And
doesn't actually say anything on a miss, so I think I just don't get to ask.
what's the okay? So you don't. Okay, I think you
But you get a mark potential.
you do get,
I do.
or yeah. So I think you've been texting for a while.
Mhm.
So when you look up, you've got that kind of like the blind, like the brightness. Your eyes have difficulty adjusting. You're looking over. It's hard to tell as you're kind of looking up. You can't really see any stars with like how many city lights there are. But I don't know. You don't see anything overhead, unfortunately.
Well, don't see any right now. I mean, maybe they've got a stealth mode, but I think I'm pretty okay for now. Should probably call it a night soon, though.
Kiki's probably gonna like open her like blinds a little bit and like try to peek out, see if she sees anything.
Okay. You can assess the situation.
Yeah. Like, ooh. What is it? Superior?
Yep.
Oh, I have a 1 to that. Oh no, didn't see what I rolled. Cause roll 20 just went out. No, come back.
You
What did I
also
get?
got a 4.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I don't see anything out there. There we go.
You
Not back.
look out the window, but unfortunately, you don't see or hear Steven playing you a song. No, okay.
Oh no.
Like he's like staying out there with the boot box. Just look out for a second and then just shut the window. He's like, no.
I think Rose sends a text like, "You dum-dums are both trying to look for these things in the middle of the night, aren't you?"
Oh yeah.
I mean, what else are we gonna do?
You're not. Listen, can we just meet up tomorrow and see if we can scout any out? See how bad things are when it's light outside, and you would notice a drone flying around.
Fine.
I mean, I would teleport out, but I'm pretty sure they would pick that up.
Yeah, so it said something about powers. Like it could just like anytime we use powers.
Yeah. Well, that's what we got to test tomorrow. Maybe we go out and create a stink and see if they'll be able to track us down.
Ian, I think as you're having this conversation, you begin to hear a noise.
I will very quickly text something's up and then put my phone away.
Okay. And you kind of like look around trying to find the source of the noise, and this orb with a kind of a blue flashing lens on the side is slowly kind of dropping out in the sky, keeping a far distance from you, but seems to be trained on you. You hear kind of like whirring and clicking as like this lens kind of shifts and adjusts on you.
Okay. I think what I want to try to do is, I assume that I've been up on like a rooftop somewhere, doing the whole brooding over the city bit.
Yeah.
But I think I want to try and just rip off part of like a brick or a shingle or something and just chuck it at this drone.
Okay. All right. There's not like attack roll, is there?
I mean,
Or what is it?
It might be directly engaged.
Directly engaged. Yes. Do that.
Okay. That's a full hit. That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah. You throw this piece of the roof. Is that what it was? A shingle, like a.
Yep.
Okay. You rip it off. You throw it, and it catches the drone straight in the side, and you shear it into two pieces, and it falls down in a clatter. And as in moments later, you see two other blue lights begin to emerge, like coming over the buildings in the distance towards you.
Well, heck. I think what I'm going to do is, at this point, probably pop in earbuds, start a group call to them, and start booking it away.
Okay. Awesome. All right. I think. Do you have any like fun like locomotion abilities?
I
Like
mean, it's
jumping buildings in a single bound, or you just do it?
It's basically like Superboy level of things. So
Okay.
no flight, but can jump real good and real far.
Okay. Then I think you just do it. You kind of you keep moving, going speed, but the more you kind of use your abilities, you find two more lights start to come towards you, cutting you off. Now there are 4 drones drawing in on you.
Okay. And hopefully the two of them have picked up this group call.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may have broken one of the drones, but now there are 4 on me.
What did I just say?
Are you? Oh no.
Yep.
Where are you going?
Not sure yet. Right now, just trying to shake them. They seem to notice when I use my strength, which is kind of sucky.
Maybe
Gonna try and lose them.
stop?
Yeah, stop
that's the
using your
idea.
powers.
And I think as he's saying that, he is, jumping off a building to try and, get into an alley, break line of sight, and is going to, do what he can to break line of sight. It's
Okay.
in the video games where you have to hide and
Yeah.
wait to cool down.
Listen, where are
Okay.
you right now?
I would tell Rose what the cross street is, the intersection.
Yeah.
Do you know there's an Arby's like a block over, right?
Yeah, I think so. I can see the glowing lights above the Arby's.
Okay. Can you smell that delicious Arby's food too?
Can indeed.
That's only as Arby's can do.
Say, all right, I'll be there in a second to pick you up, and we'll get somewhere far away from there.
This stream sponsored by Wendy's, so it's a problem probably. We're talking about Arby's so much. But yeah, go ahead. Oh, okay. So you race towards the Arby's, and you use your powers.
Rose casually gets out of bed, and begins walking out of the apartment first before using her powers.
Nice.
And I think she probably walks to the elevator and clicks the button, and just goes down the elevator to the bottom floor of the building and then walks out like across the street a bit. And once she feels like a little bit, like a block away from the apartment, then she teleports. Obviously she's pulled on her hood at this point, wearing her hoodie, and just teleports over to the Arby's.
All right. Bloop. And you appear, I think, Lambast arrives well before you do. So you see each other, and what happens?
All right. You think like a state over will do good?
Yeah, that ought to do it.
All right. And Rose teleports to, I don't know, something she would have seen in a picture. Teleports to the Grand Canyon.
Yes.
It appears that our GM is
Ordering a pizza.
Yep.
Ordering some Arby's.
Man, I just want that delicious, delicious Arby's.
The stream brought to you by Little Caesars.
We got the meats.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there's anything Kiki could do.
Yeah, and I think
Not
we're probably
really.
still on the call, and so
Yeah.
Kiki is kind of
She's
hearing
just like,
this.
what's happening?
She's like, it's fine. We'll be good. We'll be okay.
All right, so you all teleported a state away?
I
Grand
think we said the
Canyon.
Grand Canyon because that's a place that I would have seen in a photo at some point.
The Grand Canyon.
All right, I'm going to need you to roll
Freak. This is gonna go bad.
Oh
or
no.
unleash your powers.
Yeah.
Yes.
To roll freak. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hope this isn't a 4. No, that's a 12.
So,
Okay. I think this is probably the farthest you've ever bamfed before, right?
I think I would have tested the limits of this at some point. I feel like when you learn that you can teleport, at some point you'd say, I really want to go to Tokyo or something like that. So I think Rose has teleported probably at farther distances before. Probably didn't go so well the first couple times. Feels a little more confident about only going a couple 100 miles away.
So I think this being the furthest you've gone, I think this makes you a little sick. I think your like stomach lurches maybe. It's for both of you. I think Lambast in particular. I think even with your hardy constitution, I think this is like the probably the, I think you're both kind of like a little bit. I don't think either of you throw up, but both of you are standing suddenly at the Grand Canyon at night.
Yeah.
Where unlike the city lights that have kind of obscured the night sky, here you see stars for miles and miles and miles, and a beautiful, beautiful moon. That's not the right song? Okay. Actually, we'll go to this. Nope, that's too happy. We'll go back to Heist.
A little cold out
Still
here.
the drone,
Is there still a drone?
because there's this sound effect still going.
Yeah, there's no.
They can teleport too. Oh no!
A little cold out here.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't really think the rest of this through, but I think we're away from the drones.
Yep. Let's start heading back west.
I don't really want to walk that far.
where are you guys?
Oh.
It's gonna switch it to a FaceTime call and just show her the Grand Canyon.
What?
Yeah.
Yep, that just happened.
Oh dang.
We'll take you here sometime too. Is there a place that we could teleport, like just outside the city? You think that we might be able to? Maybe back to the school?
We should probably teleport outside city limits. Maybe just the next town over.
We go to the beach.
You got money for a cab? Or an Uber?
Do you bring your wallet with you when you're superheroing?
probably did not, but if have the phone, can probably do
Probably
ride-
Venmo and stuff or something. Yeah, you can do rideshare. So how far away are you? Couple 100 miles, do you say?
Well, no, we're gonna
well,
teleport back closer
yeah.
and then ride share.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna set up a
Yeah,
ride
that way
share for the over at the Cinemark, just outside on the southern edge of town.
The Ghettoplex.
Yeah. and then just teleport there and take the ride share home. So maybe they'll pick up the blip where we pop in, but we'll already be like among traffic and driving and stuff by the time the drones get there.
All right.
Hopefully.
Excellent. So, you all have avoided the drones for now. I think Kiki, as you kind of have been talking with them on the phone, kind of glancing out the window, I think every now and then you see a slight blip of a blue dot just going over the homes, like several hundred feet in the air, with that sound going. But just seems to be following a normal flight path for now. So, Ian, what's it like being in the car with Rose for this, like probably longer than you've ever been before?
Yeah.
Are you still wearing your super costume?
No,
What'd you do to
definitely
kind of...
and I mean, part of the point of the homemade nature of Ian's costume is that, taking off the bandanas and the goggles, it wouldn't be too terribly out of place.
I was hoping for just like Deadpool in the taxi cab.
No, but definitely aware that the driver is still there, and so trying to figure out how to talk about everything that just happened without. Oh man, what if they just texted to each other like back and forth, even though sitting next to each other?
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
I think Rose probably maybe starts the conversation. So what made you want to go see a movie this late at night?
Like I said, I couldn't sleep. Some of my buddies messaged me, asked me, well, I guess of all things, about you and Olivia and the dance.
And that made you want to go see a movie?
I mean, it was a crappy day before that, and it was just, I mean, I was pissed I couldn't go to homecoming and that I missed all that, but also, I don't know, the way my friends were asking it, they were being real jerks about it, and it's the straw that broke the camel's back and made me just want to get out and, see a movie.
Why would that bother you?
I'm not even sure. I know that it did, but I don't know why. And that bothers me more than the actual botherment from the original thing. And, it's one of those things.
I'm trying to angle to pierce the mask here. I don't know if I need to push a little bit harder, but I'd like to push towards that roll.
I'm fine with you rolling it. I don't know if there's like a specific, more explicit like rules that say like how to do it, but I think you're getting there.
Yeah. Okay. I will roll plus mundane. 7.
Okay.
So on a 7 to 9, I can ask one from the list. I'm gonna say, how can I get your character to How can I get your character to trust me?
Hmm. No, I'm trying to think, do I respond to that at the meta level, or are we going back into character for this?
I don't know if it...
I think it would probably be. I mean, if you want to talk it through meta, and then we can figure out how to talk through it in character, that's fine. Or if you have an idea, you can just start in character.
Yeah, no. So I think starting with the meta, I mean, the reason I think I said this in like our session 0 of the reason I initially chose Rose as the rival is because, you know, she was such a screw up, you know, played around, got held back, and it's just like, you know, maybe they weren't, you know, definitely weren't super close before any of that, but just knows clearly Rose is smart and capable, and it's just like, how can you not be applying yourself and doing what you can? And maybe there's a little bit of, you know, the pot calling the kettle black going on right now, but just the whole, yeah, I guess Ian has a bit of an issue with Rose's general philosophy.
Okay.
Sure.
If
And I think in this pregnant pause that happens while you're just looking over, and you hear a noise as a drone passes overhead and then fades into the distance.
just give kind of a very slight nod at that. Is there anything that Ian says to sort of convey that, or is that just sort of, do I pick that up from just a pause?
I mean, so
Because I
guess-
think Rose might maybe get a little bit of the relationship here, and might not be able to, is intuitive enough to maybe pick some of that up throughout the year. But
yeah, I think it would depend on, you know, how blatantly Rose ends up asking the, you know, why don't you trust me sort of thing.
I think she probably says, "Do you have a problem with me?"
Yes and no. With our extracurriculars, you know, you're fine, you're great, you know, love having you help out with all that you do. But everything else, it just,
Why am I such a loser?
basically, yeah, I mean, you seem like a screw up. I mean, and again, this has been a long night, so I'm probably going to be a bit more blunt than I normally would, but clearly you're smart and capable, and yet you squander it. Like, I know it's not what you, or as far as I can tell, it's not what you want to do, and you think you'll be able to have it made, and you know, we may not be going down the same paths as most other people, but I still, you know, am thinking about college and stuff like that, and you're not, and
I guess it
maybe
makes sense. Not many people know this about me, except for Olivia. If we're gonna keep going to the movies together, then I guess I'll screw it. Yeah, I don't really care about college, or I'm just trying to get out of high school. It's a little bit slower than I would like, but I live with my aunt. You know that, right?
I think it's come up, yeah.
I've never seen your parents around for anything. They're not around, are they?
Nope, everyone's out of the picture.
Well, I don't know your home situation, so I'm not gonna guess or say mine's worse, but I started living with I went to live with my aunt about maybe about 9 years ago. And I did that after my mom went to jail for killing my dad. She didn't do it, but it didn't matter. Now, my parents were smart, and they wanted me to go to a good school and push real hard for me to do that. That's one of the reasons they made me read a lot. Made me try. Jillian tries to do that too, but it's just not the same. And my parents were real smart too. They worked with, well, my dad worked with Olivia's dad, and that's how we knew each other growing up. Went to college, tried real hard, and see how that turned out. So why try? I'll get by just fine. I'm really good at going to the movies, so maybe I'll make something out of that.
Definitely got potential careers as reviewers ahead of us. I'm imagining this taxi driver, especially when Rose dropped that bomb, is just like, oh, I'm not here. Wish they weren't going so far.
I'd like to.
Kind of turns up the radio just a little bit.
I'd like to. I don't want to break it too much, but before Ian responds, I do have a team move, which is when you share a vulnerability or weakness with someone, give them influence over you, which I don't know if you already had influence over Rose.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And ask them who they'd like you to be.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll answer the question first before I think about shifting your labels, because that's the thing that happens when you get double influence.
Mm-hmm.
So, now obviously I'm not going to ask you to change your whole outlook, and it would be unreasonable to expect you to do that over the course of a single conversation. I guess I just want to know that that with our movie reviewing, at the very least, you're always serious about that.
Yeah. Movie reviewing has been tougher than I thought it would be. And I'm not as strong as the rest of you at, watching that sort of hard movie stuff. I don't have the same palate as you guys. I'm not as good as you guys. I've got a couple of things that I've got a couple of tricks I picked up, but otherwise, I know my role, which is to help get you guys out of the deep shit. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. And, in case you're wondering, I have been working on a few other tricks as well. You saw what I was carrying around the other day. Been taking some classes, learning some things, mostly on YouTube. People do a lot of stuff on YouTube. But no. If there's one thing that I definitely take seriously, it's our movie reviewing. The other part of the move is if I show it to that person, what they're asking, I mark potential, and whether if they're a team A, we add team to the pool.
Cool.
So that would bring. So I guess the team pool should have reset to it goes to 2 at the start of it, or no, it goes to 1. Then you get 1 when you go into a situation.
Only if Ryan decides it goes to 0 if enough time has passed.
I'm gonna say it's gone to 0, not because like time has passed, but because the fragmented nature of the team.
Okay.
We're gonna go by that in that case, because
So I
Luke
guess
is AWOL and Olivia's gone, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
so is
So we'd-
Perennial. So
Yeah. We'd be at 1 right now and then go up to 2. But
Okay. All right.
So before you all go to bed, and go to bed, you do at some point. I want 2 things to happen. One, Kiki, I think you get texted. Hey, Hard Eye Cat says, good night. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Trying to think, because I sort of realized that I still have that angry condition.
So does Ian.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I mean, so she's like mad at her parents mostly right now, though. Just be like, yeah, see you then. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a period at the end or not?
I know, that's what I was just thinking. How does she sign off?
Yeah, what's the syntax? Because that actually is really important.
It is. No punctuation, but the kissy wink face.
Okay.
Like,
Very interesting. All right, and then we'll end, or not end, we'll take a break after Rose returns to her home, walks by the computer where she sees another notification up there. And you see what looks like a GIF that's being messaged around her office of Lambast with this piece of roof and then like there's a blur and then the feed cuts and then just keeps just this toss and just repeats that GIF.
damn, that's cool.
And what I want you all to decide, we can do it over the break and we'll do it when we get back from, but think about it. Where do you all meet in real life tomorrow? Where do you want to meet and talk about things? But for right now, we are going to take a break. Thank you all so much for hanging with us. We'll be back in a short amount of time. And thank you. Bye. Welcome back, everyone. Here we are in part 2 of volume 7 of part 2 of Wonderworld Origins. It's a
Reckoning.
prequel, though. A prequel of the Wonderworld. So we are the sequel of the prequel, 7th volume. Welcome back. We are right now. It's the following day as the Vigilantines meet at the mall. Kiki's running late. But you know why? Do you? No, you don't, because I haven't said why. The reason why is because she got held up at her house as she was about to walk out the door. Her parents we're watching television. Actually, let's leave the mall so we can talk about this. These people are having too much fun. Hey, calm down, you. You're in your parents' house.
Okay.
They're watching the morning news. Vigilantes. Just a bunch of hooligans, if you ask me. I just don't understand why anyone puts up with them. Why they can't catch them. Need to get all off the streets. They're making everything dangerous.
I don't know. They seem kind of cool to me.
Kiki, don't be silly. These are. They just seem like they're kids. They don't know what they're doing. They're gonna get people hurt. They have got people hurt. Have you been watching the news? Someone shows at the hospital with 5 broken bones, destroying government property. That's not cool, Kiki.
No, but I think they're just doing their best.
If they were doing their best, they should turn themselves in, and so the police can take care of them. They shouldn't be running around the streets at these godforsaken hours in the morning, causing trouble around the city. I'm just glad the Beacon City Police are working on that.
Well, whatever, if you guys say so. I gotta go to work.
Snippy. I think it takes your parents a second to realize how kind of like snippy that is. And
Bye.
when it finally hits them, the door shuts. They're like, Kiki, and like it shuts, and you're gone. All right, and then and you get away pretty quickly, and then you meet everyone at the mall.
What took you so long?
I was talking to my parents for a second. They got... I don't know. They're just being real dumb.
I mean, when aren't parents dumb?
I know, right?
I'm eating a delicious slice of Sbarro pizza.
Nailed it.
Effortless.
Well, did you guys see any more of the drones last night?
We saw one in the rideshare on the way back, but didn't seem like it noticed us.
Yeah, seems like it goes to the place we use our powers, and then...
Which I guess in my case is whenever I do something, beyond the bounds of normal human strength.
Yeah, we gotta test how far that is.
Yeah, because clearly if it was just any time I used my muscles, I would just be swarming in drones. But
Yeah, that would be... Yeah. That's really creepy. They could, like, follow us around or something.
Just don't go to the gym.
I mean, it's not like I go to the gym right now anyway.
Yeah, and you can't go to football?
Yeah. Yeah, shame that that's a bust, but probably for the best. Make sure I don't end up hurting, anyone in that. Which, for those of you at home, Ian cleared the angry condition when he beat up that mugger.
Well,
Go ahead.
what do y'all want to do now after I finish eating this delicious slice of Sbarro pizza?
Well, I guess maybe we should I don't know. We should test out and see if they can really track us or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is a terrible idea, but you know, you said the report said there were 32. There are 31 now. We probably shouldn't go drone hunting.
But we should. I mean, there's 31 of them and 3 of us. So if we all take down 11, then that would be too many. But, you know, close enough.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, and also, if we do go that route, doesn't that kind of prove to them that we're not the good guys?
True. I guess they could be using those to actually stop some crappy people.
Yeah, but I don't know. We already look kind of bad to some people, so yeah, you're right. Maybe we shouldn't be.
Or, where's Lucas?
You have not seen him.
Probably hecked off back to wherever he was the last time he disappeared for a stretch of time. Did he say he went back to Canada then?
I text Lucas.
Who's next thing?
You get no response.
Well, crap. I was thinking if we could get
Oh,
damn,
they're
those
having a
people
birthday
are
party over here.
loud.
Yeah.
Let me turn down their birthday party.
Why don't we
Alright.
why don't we go to a quieter part of the mall? Let's go to the Sears and see what low deals that they have.
Sears is still in business in 2050.
Yeah, they're
Ouch.
Yep. But
They came
there
back.
There's still a Sears at the mall, but it's like an exhibit.
Oh.
It's like an exhibit called "The Death of American Manufacturing" or something. I don't know what it is, but there's like this there's like a tour guide there.
Oh boy.
I guess a point of order first, stepping, meta a second. Have we ever determined if the other characters, like how, I think we've said that they're aware that we know Lucas is not Canadian.
Yeah, we have said that. I think that is what we've agreed on.
But
That
we
everyone
don't-
knows, like Lucas.
But
is
nobody's made the jump to like.
We
he's
don't know
an alien.
how not Canadian he is.
Yeah. No one's made this intense jump.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
mostly just think
He's either Canadian or he's an alien. And those are the only two options.
Those are the
Yeah.
2 states of being.
Yeah.
But, so I think when the whole Lucas texting him thing gets brought up, Ian is just like, he knows he's not fooling anyone with saying he's from Canada, right?
What do you mean?
That is the worst Canadian accent I've ever heard. It's, I haven't studied abroad myself, but I
Why?
know enough to know he's not
Okay.
Canadian.
Why would anyone lie about being from Canada?
Yeah, it's kind of weird thing to lie about. Where
'Cause,
would you
I mean,
be
that's
from otherwise?
Good country to be from. And
Yes.
I don't know. It's just a thought I had. I don't know what good would come of confronting him about it, but just making sure we're all on the same page with that.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it too much, but now that you mention it, it's kind of weird.
I text Lucas. Are you not from Canada?
There's no response. Although I love the idea, like now I'm like picturing like just this dude at your table, like the guy from the History Channel, just like aliens.
But yeah, I was thinking that Lucas might be able to, I don't know, figure out a way to hide us from those things.
Maybe, or
He's got that sweet Canadian tech.
yeah, it might also be. And again, this doesn't help us because we don't really have access right now. But maybe Olivia's dad, because I would imagine the drones are doing something with recognizing people use powers. He seems to be researching that kind of stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
if we put out like some. Obviously, this isn't the actual scientific thing for, it, but pheromones or something whenever we use our powers, and that's how it works.
I thought that was a bug thing.
It mostly is, but who's to say we aren't part bug now? Just kidding. Keep getting existential.
Bugs? Not a bug. Bugs are gross.
No, you'll pass Canadian.
No! Oh
It's
no.
like that. It's Kafka starts to
No.
slowly turn into a Canadian.
Just the beard grows and the love of hockey and maple syrup.
Hey. Oh no.
Yeah,
But
we could go talk to Olivia's dad.
I mean, or we could just like not use our powers for a little while.
I
I
mean,
mean,
a giant T-Rex is going to attack the city at some point.
and we'll be ready then. But until then, maybe I should stop taking my solo ventures. Find
Yeah.
something else to do when I can't sleep.
But walking takes so long.
That's what public transportation is for, Rose.
That's even longer.
I don't think you
get a
understand
bike.
fundamentally how transport works.
I
What
mean,
about
have you
a
ever
skateboard?
have you ever yeah, I mean, but skateboarding like across the city, it takes a long time. Have you ever known the freedom of just instantly being wherever you want to be?
I mean, going to the Grand Canyon was pretty sweet.
Right?
Yeah, what the heck? A little bit jealous. That's
Well,
fine.
I guess I'll just have to get used to it.
Yeah. It'll be good. We could just like, like as if we were like regular high schools kids again.
Regular high schools. I mean, we are at the mall. That's what teenagers do, right?
Yeah.
Normal teens. Hello, fellow kids.
We do have to think about and don't get me wrong, I mean, being normal might be pretty nice for a little while, but there are some of us that can't control when our powers are just always using our powers. I don't know where Gentry is at right now, but I don't think the drones are just going to ignore a tree person walking down the street.
Yeah.
And in order for me to make her blend in, I gotta use my other ability, and I don't know if that would pick up. I don't really
Yeah.
want to test it.
Well, I mean, if we work under the assumption that their default state is being a tree, it might be similar in that, me using my muscles just to do this doesn't trigger it.
But when I use my powered cancellation thingy on her, she goes back to being, or they go back to being a person. So I don't know if I'd call that their default state.
I mean, we could maybe go look for them, but I imagine they're pretty good at staying hidden.
What if we break into the police department again?
Let's not.
And look for what?
The button that turns them all off. Or I could just go get on my aunt's computer.
Yeah, do you think she knows how to turn them off?
I mean, she's in the task force that's currently hunting us down.
I have to assume they would know that, the command to turn them off came from your aunt's computer, and that's
But there
not
might
gonna
be
a fun.
some sort of clue in the what we could do to avoid them finding us. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, no, there are no really good options, you know.
I don't know. Well, walk around and think about it. We can run over to Cinnabon and get something, and then go check out Hot Topic.
Someone's phone rings. Whose is it?
Whose is it? That must be it's Kiki's.
I think it's Kiki's. So what's the guy's name? Mr. Fantastic? What's the big dude's name?
The Golden Duke.
The Golden Duke? It's an unlisted number, but what does he sound like?
Feed him his lines.
Jeez. Well, a combination of... Oh, man. I mean, All Might.
What would be his catchphrase? And that might help.
Catchphrase.
The catchphrase for him.
Have a catchphrase for him?
I don't know.
Alright. Should I ask someone else from the group?
But he, no, he just is very boisterous, as ha, and that sort of thing.
Ha-ha.
A lot, yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
You know.
Hello, Kiki.
Who's this?
This is the Golden Duke, of course.
Who's the Golden Duke?
Oh, are you not? Are you not
Do you
there?
guys? Is this like a prank or something?
No, that's the guy that punched
Is your mother home?
Oh, jeez.
Is there someone else I can speak to?
He's the one that helped us the other day. We were telling you about. Here, give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, Rose.
Yeah.
That's just the person I meant to call in the first place.
What do you want, yellow turd?
I know you all are in a bit of a pickle.
No,
But if
we're
you
in the
put your
mall.
heads together, you can figure it out.
Okay.
Let's just say you've done it before.
That's a pretty big cat. You want to be more specific than that?
Nope. Time, space, continuum, and all that. But that's all I can say now. I just wanted to encourage you all to don't drown your sorrows in a Sbarro pizza.
Think outside the bun.
Think outside the bun. Turn that crust right around. Wash it down with a cold Pepsi. And get back out there. You can do it.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Good luck.
I've already hung up on him.
Yeah. Hello? Are you inspired? She hung up. Why didn't you tell me that you would hang up?
I hate that guy.
Yeah, but he's real strong.
Yeah. Real dumb though.
Yeah, I get the sense Eternium is the thinker in the group, or in that duo.
Yeah. So he said, and I don't know how, he said that we're in a pickle and that we can get ourselves out. We've done it before.
Are we sure he didn't mean we'll do it before?
I got the impression that he was trying to help us.
Well, wait, he's not the time traveler, it's Arma, so he
Yeah.
may have the knowledge, but time travel, what?
I
I
think
wish we
she's
knew if it was Back to the Future, Doctor Who, Terminator, which style is this?
Which
Well-
time?
Let's think about it this way. What did we do before?
I suplexed the T-Rex.
I don't think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, we broke into the police station. That's what I said. We could do that again. It's about the most on point that I can get right now.
Yeah, but without, how are the three of us gonna get in there though? I guess we could just teleport right back to the room.
I've been in there, but they're gonna know I'm there.
And again, that's the whole, as much as it would help us, it kind of proves their point of, Vigilantine's public enemy number one. I guess it's just, is it worth the risk?
Well, if they catch us, then
Back to the Grand Canyon?
I mean, it's got to be worth the risk, because if we don't do this, then we're running for the rest of. Well, we can't do this anymore in any sort of efficient way.
Yeah.
Keep running around while little orbs chase us around the city.
I mean, they're relatively fragile, but again, the whole trying to minimize the damage that we do.
I mean, here's what I'm thinking. I can take us right back to that room where we found the first drone, see what's going on there. Maybe go tonight after I'm assuming there'll be less people in the. I might be able to get some scheduling off my, some shift information off my aunt's computer, find out who might be there.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And then we'll know the best time to go. She's probably at the office right now, so if we just head back to the house, then.
Maybe
Wanna
she
go?
won't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. And this is a perfect opportunity to teach you, Rose, about something called the bus.
I can't wait till the robots are gone.
All right, so you all get on a bus. Something happens in the bus that's makes Rose very, very uncomfortable. What is it, Rose? Like, is someone like really sick on the bus, or is someone like panhandling, or is someone just stinky doo-doo butt, or
I don't know if any of that would bother Rose as much as someone being really friendly and trying to talk to us.
Like
Okay.
sitting next to like an old grandma.
Yeah.
Keep
You're
talking to you.
sitting next to an old grandma who just like tries to show you a bunch of pictures on her phone, but she doesn't know how to use her phone that well, so it's taking forever, and like it's always like showing like portrait pictures and landscape pictures and portrait. She just can't get it right ever, and it's like she'll like zoom in a little bit and then makes it harder for her to scroll over. She's not going to the next picture. She's kind of like panning, and it gets stuck, and everything is like really frustrating. Like all the fonts are huge, and it's just she's like,
and this is my boy Neville, and well he is going into the 9th grade, and he look like his father. He's going to try to maybe get into the Navy when he grows up. And I just thought that maybe I don't know, he just looks so smart in a uniform. I just think it'll be such a special sight to see that my little grandson Neville in the Navy on a boat someday. I bet he'll be a captain, and it'll be the best captain there ever was on the seas. I don't know about which seas or which oceans, but if there are any left or if they all dried up, but whatever's left, he's going to be the best captain there ever was, that everyone did see ever. And he just cute as a button. Look at him. Look at that face. Isn't he just? Does it look so smart?
Yeah. Here, let me see for a second.
Ian is only making a token effort to hide his Snickers. I imagine he's doing
Yeah, no, I think
across
we're
the
both
aisle.
like giggling the whole time.
What do you do with the phone?
I take the battery out of it.
Okay. Just yeah, you just like snap the battery out, and what do you do next? Do you just hand it back to her?
Just hand it back to her. Yeah, with the case back on.
Oh no!
I think it ran out of Did you charge it recently?
Well, I charge it every night before I go to bed. My other grandson, Walter, they make sure that every time I go to bed, I plug in my phone because they said, Grandmama, Mimi, what you got to do is every night you got to plug up your phone because if you don't, you're going to run out of battery. These new phones nowadays, they don't last very long without you plugging it in every single night. Now it's dead and I don't know what happened to it. And I'm expecting a call. I'm expecting a call from my other grandson, Willie June.
You know what? I
He
think
just took a test this morning, and he said he would let me know how well he did on it.
I think that guy over there has an extra battery.
Oh, and are you pointing at someone in the group, or?
I don't know if I want to subject anyone in the group to this. No, I think I just point to some random person on the bus.
Excuse me, so can you help me fix my suspiciously lighter phone? So what happened to the battery?
What happened to the battery?
Or what? No, like to her battery life. She's
Oh, okay.
yeah. She hasn't noticed that the battery's missing. Yeah. All right. Excellent.
Oh my gosh.
But the ride goes on without other incident. You arrive. Are you going to the police station? Is that where you were going? No, you're going home. You're
Back
home.
to the
That's-
apartment, yeah.
Yep. All right. So you lead everyone up. You said a third floor? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Third floor.
Have we been here before?
Probably
was it?
not.
Yeah.
So you all open up the door, look down the apartment, see the hallway. You see some like to-go containers from El Dorado's kind of like stacked up on the kitchen counter. You see papers on the dining room table and a computer on a desk and also there. I think it's like maybe like a laptop on the kitchen table.
I probably open the door and just as I'm opening, just Jillian.
You get no response.
All right, I don't think she's here. Come on.
Okay.
Close the door.
And this crowd that has been following you from the mall finally
Jeez.
leaves.
The hallways of my apartment building are not usually this crowded.
A lot of grandsons visiting their grandmother in the room down the hall.
Well, her battery done died again.
Oh, I left the battery on the seat when we got
Okay.
out of the bus. By the way.
Okay, perfect. I'm sure someone
heard
picks that
her
for-
talking about it and picked it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll never know. Y'all got off before she did. So
Yeah.
that's the next supervillain.
Oh no.
You stole my battery. I'll steal your soul.
Oh no.
Sorry.
She Baba Yaga.
I'll steal your soul.
Oh no.
Oh man.
All right. So what do you do? Do you offer them anything from the fridge?
Yeah, grab
Sunny
a.
D?
There's whatever you want. There's water and beer and stuff in the fridge, so take your pick. Her computer's over this way. I'm gonna see if it's still on.
I think Ian is just kind of looking around the place, maybe peeking down the hallway. It's not going super far off. It's just like, this is where Rose lives.
Yeah, I don't get any ideas.
I'm not gonna touch your stuff.
Alright.
Yeah, Kiki's probably just sitting there like on the couch. Are there any like photos or anything? Like family photos or anything like that on the walls?
Yeah, I think that there are probably some. There's probably Rose would be the only kid, so there's probably like maybe half a dozen, maybe 6 or 7 photos like scattered around the apartment. Most of them just like Rose over the past 8 years or so, and then there's probably one like family photo with like a 5-year-old Rose and her parents, like at the beach or something.
Yeah, I was just like looking at that.
There's so much beer in the fridge.
There is.
Oh my gosh, get out of here. You gotta make it more tempting than that.
We're about
Nice
to do a
try.
heist. We're not going to drink. It's after.
Okay, all right. Then let's get the show on the road.
Oh no.
All right. I'm trying to decide whether she just leaves her computer on or whether Rose knows the password.
Yeah, either way.
I think Rose probably figured out the password a few years ago. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
So I'm just gonna kind of search through it and see if there's any looking for like schedule information on the for the unit.
Okay. You've probably been around the police database before, or they're like their back-end software that kind of manages everyone's schedules and everything. Yeah, I'll say you can find it. What are you looking for specifically? Or is there like an assess the situation that we could use for hacking?
That's up to you.
Let's do. Well, here's what I'll do. I'll do like I like assess the situation, but if you fail, I'm gonna say that like basically it's alerted that you're in the system or something like that, because I don't want just nothing to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
No, I think that's fair. Or maybe something happened. I mean, I don't know. I think some sort of alert that maybe
I
notifies
think-
my aunt that I was on her computer.
Yeah. So that's what we'll do. All right. You still get to ask one question. If you fail, and your aunt knows that you're on the computer, and bad stuff will happen, but you still get the information that you'll need.
Okay. Yep. I don't have anything to help myself there, and we did this after with Ian shifted Rose's moves, so my superior is now lower than it was before. So that's gonna be great.
I think you have a team point now.
We
Yeah.
do have 2 team points. All right. Lego. E.
We'd have to use both teams.
We'd have to
I
use.
don't know how we can narratively make that work.
I'll let you think about it for a second.
I think we
That means like Kiki, you and Ian would have to think of some way to help out.
I have an idea of how to help with the consequence, but maybe not help with the hacking or getting into it part.
It might be more interesting to let the fail stand.
That's fine with me.
Okay. I think so. This is what happens when you're signing in. You're signing in as your aunt, her user. You start kind of like, so it's like in Roll20 when the GM is in your sheet and like flipping through tabs, you see the tabs flipping through. So that's how your aunt figures out that there's someone else logged in as her. but you're flipping through the schedule and you are able to see in just enough time answer like one question basically off that list.
Okay. I think I'm debating between what here can I use to blank and who here is most vulnerable to me.
And you can also mark XP or
Yeah.
advancement if you haven't done it already.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this is tough because I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this. So I'm gonna say what here can I use to get into the station without being detected,
Okay.
or get into the
Her
unit.
computer's making this noise. It's very cute. You find out that as you recall, there were some people that were hooked up there who seemed to be like very deeply integrated into the system. And they didn't seem to be actually aware of your presence in the room when you're there last. These people, you see kind of like when their transitions are, when like different units are being swapped in and out. And it seems to happen 3 times a day, every 8th hour. A new group is brought in. And so there are several gaps where there isn't a shift change, and there are some. You can see some like different rounds of like there's like other employees who are like attendants that like kind of go in and maybe like perform maintenance or for work orders, but there doesn't seem to be anything on the books for the hours between 5 and 3. One of them? Nope. Oh, and 1. Sorry, 5 and 1.
Okay.
5 p.m. and 1 a.m.
Okay. I will tell those. All right, I think we've got our and I don't know that she's seeing what's going on. That's
I think this is what happens. Like Ryder's like, oh, okay. I think I got like on the screen, just like they're like typing kind of goes across like you know, in like the search bar above or something like that. It just like types out, who is this ?
I keep flipping through things and don't stop on the thing that I found, like unrelated things.
Okay, I think you click through a couple and then you get kicked out of the system.
Okay.
And I think that there is you have like 15 seconds to, if you want to say something to your buddies, but in 15 seconds your phone starts to ring.
Shit. She's gonna know.
What happened?
She must have been using. Oh crap. Pull up my phone. It's her calling.
Yeah.
Crap. I answer it. Hey, what's up?
Rose, are you home?
Yeah? Why?
Rose, I need you to stay calm. Stay quiet. Don't leave the room. I'll be back. I'll be there as soon as possible.
Jillian, what's going on?
Okay? Be quiet. Stay in your room. Don't make any noise. Someone will be there as soon as possible.
Okay. All right.
And she'll stay on the line with you. She wouldn't hang up. Just like, just don't say anything.
I mute the
Like,
phone.
I'm here. Okay. Yeah.
My aunt's sending someone here. You guys gotta go. Like now.
Should I smash the computer?
Yeah, break it.
Yeah, sure.
What are we doing?
And if Ian doesn't, if Ian doesn't, Kiki's gonna break the computer.
Okay.
Okay. Did you
Like,
unmute the phone?
Smash it on the ground.
No, I don't unmute it because I'm standing right here when
Okay.
it happens. So if they smash it, then I just say, go, get out now. And I walk back into my room, and I unmute the phone. I said, I just heard something from the other room. It sounded like something breaking. What's
Stay
going on?
Rose, stay calm. Stay calm. I will be
I
there.
mute the
as
phone
soon-
again.
Okay.
Leave the door open. Leave the door. Actually, kick it open.
I can do that.
Shuts door.
Quietly, though.
I think Ian just kind
Don't
of.
Maybe if we both do it.
Ian.
No. Just leave it open. Don't kick it open. Just leave it open. I don't know what's going on. I'm just so scared. Mute it again.
I think Ian would just kind of like break the doorknob a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
and
Oh,
then-
can I get out of here?
Did you do that? What? Like you went out in the hall to do that?
Yeah, just like.
Okay. Because I like the idea of for a second it's like because I didn't hear anyone specify. It's like that'd be funny if they made it look like someone broke out of the apartment.
No.
But okay, yeah. So you, yeah. So you go open up the door, you thinking it through, and then you kind of like bust the doorknob, and you done gave your aunt a fright.
Oh.
poor lady. All right.
She's gonna show up with a gun. I'm not saying poor her. She's gonna kill someone.
Yeah.
Oh. And we're just like
All right. So you two.
trying to book it.
all right.
But,
So
like
you book
not
it out.
too fast.
Okay.
Don't want to activate powers. We
Okay.
can both go fast.
All right. So
So.
you all. I'll say.
for sneaking.
There isn't. I'll say that you make your way down the stairs though, and like get away just as you hear police sirens as they approach the apartment.
I think Ian will slip his arm through Kiki's and make it look like they're a couple just out for a walk.
Nice.
And Steven is across the street.
He's holding flowers, and they instantly wilt and die.
Oh no.
All right. Okay. No,
Okay.
I gotta get a little energy to play freaked out ant. Hold on. All right.
I mean, I think if you need time while you do that, maybe quick scene with Ian and Kiki.
Yeah, please.
Okay. As we're like trying to casually stroll down the street.
Oh, that went not how I was expecting it to.
No, I didn't. I wasn't really thinking, but yeah.
I don't think any of us were. The cops. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I just thought breaking it was a good idea.
I mean, yeah, I did too, but it's just. Okay, no, we need to go somewhere, calm down, wait for Rose to let us know everything's in the clear.
Yeah. Oh man.
Just head to school, maybe?
Yes. Is it like a regular weekday? Like what day of the week is this?
I guess it can be a
It's probably a weekend, given when we met
let's
up at the
do a
mall.
weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
The school was closed for several days after the dance, but I think it's back in session by now. But so it must be a weekend.
Okay.
Place.
Just checking. Yeah, maybe go hang out at the park by the school.
Yeah, good call.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip the scene of the police officer arriving and then like sweeping the area, and making sure that you're okay and everything.
I'm like under my bed when they come in.
Okay, yeah. About 15 minutes later, your aunt arrives. Jillian arrives. and she runs straight over to you. She's like, "Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What happened? Did you see the person who did this?"
No, I was sleeping. I got in really late last night, and I woke up when you called.
They didn't. Sorry, the music like hitched for me. I don't know if it did for y'all.
It got a little robot-y for a second.
Okay. No one came in the room. No one saw you.
No,
You didn't see anyone else.
no one came in. I stayed put, and then I heard there was a crashing. Did they break something out there?
Yeah, looks like they broke in and smashed on my computer, but it's fine. As long as you're safe, it's fine. Okay.
Who would do that?
You know what? That's not a problem right now. Or that's not your problem.
I mean, am I
you
okay? Are we okay to stay here?
You know what? We're going to go someplace else. Okay.
Okay.
So you can pack up some clothes.
All right.
I'll see what we can do. I'm trying to think. I feel like safe houses are hard to come by on short notice, so I'm gonna say that y'all get a hotel room.
That's fair.
There's a hotel that just a few blocks away. That you all that you kind of get a bag of stuff and go there.
Mhm.
And she's like, you wait here. You know, just room service to order whatever you need.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to the apartment and do my job and see what we can find out what happened over here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm really glad you're safe.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna watch TV.
She kind of looks at you with a little bit of a pained expression, and like she feels like like that she should be saying more right now, but she can't really pull it together, and so she just kind of I think she like I guess I'm imagining you kind of like sitting on the bed. I think
Yeah.
she just kind of like kind of pats her knee and then walks out of the room.
I think as she's leaving, I just kind of say, "Thanks, Jillian."
And she doesn't say anything. Smiles, but doesn't say anything and shuts the door.
Okay. I call the other two immediately.
Okay.
Holy shit, guys.
Everything good?
Yeah. No one saw you leave, right?
Don't think so.
Let's hope not.
Did you find what you needed though?
Yeah, I did. We've got a window. Assuming they don't change anything up. I tried to make it look like that's not the stuff I was looking for, so I don't know if she bought that or not, or if she's. Hopefully they think somebody was just breaking in to steal stuff. And anyway, yeah, they're. My aunt right now is tied up, trying to figure out who broke into our apartment. So I don't know if we should lay low for a bit or use this opportunity.
We should probably still wait until the window.
Yeah.
We're at the park next to the school if you want to come meet up in person.
What time is? How close are we to the window right now?
I'm very close. I think this. I was picturing this whole thing happening like a mid-afternoon. And I think for the time it took, basically the situation to be assessed and for you to be moved to a hotel. I think that whole process probably took like 3 hours, so it's probably like 6.
Okay. And it's 5 o'clock was when the window started. So okay. So I put on a movie, or I put on something, like ESPN or something. I just turn up the volume high enough that it can be heard from outside the door, and I put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the doorknob, and I go jogging off to meet up with the others.
All right. About 25 minutes later, you arrive at the park.
God, it's so far. Oh God. Oh, how do people live like this? Oh,
I realize you're so out of shape.
yeah. I mean, that was like 3 miles. Whew. Yeah. All right. So, we gotta go ahead and give this a shot.
Yeah.
I assume one of you at least is coming with me.
I mean, I think all of us are.
Okay, good.
Flies overhead and then
Maybe we
disappears
wanna
in the distance.
head to the city limits before
Yeah.
banking back in.
Do you guys both have your stuff?
Yeah, I think probably we've gotten backpacks. We probably even like popped back into the old hideout briefly to get stuff ready.
Mm-hmm.
And so costumes and backpacks.
All right. I just changed my hoodie. All right.
Well, let's go see a movie, I guess.
Yeah. Now, just we're not coming back here when we leave. If for some reason we get separated, we don't come back here because they're going to be looking for us here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say meet at the Grand Canyon, but that's a little far for the two of you.
Yeah, a little
If
bit
something
far.
bad happens, let's meet at the behind the Walmart that we stashed the stuff at before on the east side of town.
Okay.
All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Bloop, 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 bloop. And you all find yourself in that very same room you were in not 4 sessions ago. As you find yourself in this computer room, let's try different music now. I think Heist is good, but let's try. What's this? Is this creepier? Nope, way too much.
That's way too tense.
Way too much.
As the computer comes to life.
Rick shows back
this
up.
is
The
good.
drones have shown up in Voltron together.
This is good. It's a little too slow, but it's okay.
I like it.
All right, so you have all creeped into the belly of the beast.
All right.
Actually, okay, so,
Is there anyone in this room like there
Yes.
was before?
there sure are. There are 4 individuals in these like strange technology cocoons, essentially. They're like kind of slid, and they got these like massive headgear with all these pipes and tubes like sticking off, and they're hear all these clicks and buzzes as there's these massive screens with like diagnostic. It's like running across and like code and like these flashes of light all over. I think in the main screen you see kind of like what looks like the grid of the city, all the city streets and everything, and you see kind of like several moving dots moving across it. And then probably Rose, you notice this first because you're more familiar with the police station than almost everyone. Maybe argue with Egan just as much, but you recognize kind of this street where this kind of there's a kind of a flash of red on the grid over the police station, and you see these little blue little dots moving across the grid start to kind of converge on this what almost looks like an echo or like a bit of a yeah, no, echo's good.
Okay. I think they're coming this way. We gotta move quick.
Okay.
Let's find
Assume
something.
So what do you do?
Find things.
Okay.
Roll an investigation check.
Fine.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember. There was this. It was like this room, and then there
Actually-
was like a hallway. And I remember there being
Yes,
cameras.
there's a hallway outside of this room where the door is currently shut, and there are a lot of cameras in that hallway. Let me ask a more pointed question, rather than, what do you want to do? Or I guess like, what do you think you might be able to do here? Like, or what are you? Rather than just kind of looking around, like, do you have any plan at all?
All right, I've got two thoughts. One, we could find a way to mess with the stuff in a way that they don't know about it. I don't know if any of us are going to be able to do that because Lucas isn't here to help. Two, we could smash the shit out of everything.
Yeah, again, even though that's my forte, kind of don't want to do the whole showing them how bad we are. Let's see if we can maybe find what they're using to track us by.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see if we can figure that out.
I mean, if there's a way we could smash everything, but make it look like it was like an accident or something, like a fire or something.
You're
This
the one
music
with the
just went
energy
better.
stuff.
I don't know. I'm gonna look around and see if I can figure out anything that looks like they might be using to track us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think Ian's going to look for logs, just like records of, things. So probably, looking for him throwing the tile at the drone, but then using that to see what else they've been spying on, if they, have identified anyone else.
Okay. All right. So you go to the logs, and we won't roll for looking at the logs, but maybe we'll roll for other things. So and Sean, or I'm sorry, Rose, you were going to do what?
I was thinking I was going to look to see. I'm looking for, I guess, two things. One, the big monitor they have here, if it's hooked up to anything or there's any indicators on it that show, like, do they have a piece of one of our hands or something that they're using to track us? Some sort of biomaterial that might be in like sci-fi based. Or if there's any markings like a maker, like, was this made by Helix Corp? Was this made by somebody else that trying to get any idea of what this machine is or who made it?
Okay, I think you do see a lot of Helix Corp logos on a lot of the equipment in here.
Okay.
I'll answer your other questions in a bit, but Kiki, what are you doing?
I think she's gonna just like,
I guess I should be calling you all your superhero names. Facet, what are you doing?
yeah, that's it's her costume now. I think she's gonna be like watching the four people who are in this room, like make sure so say she just like make sure if it looks like they're gonna get up or do something, like maybe try to warn her friends
Mm-hmm.
or something.
Sure. Okay.
And make sure
All
they
right.
can do their thing and like not get caught.
Cool. So you're standing over them, keeping an eye on it, make sure, watching for any sudden movements. We'll start with Lambast, who's looking over the logs. You find you find the most recent video log is the one of you destroying the drone, and then some of you running away from the other two drones. There's like this composite of the 4 different vid feeds from the 4 different drones of like you kind of like in 4 quadrants on this screen, and it shows like kind of you moving away and moving down this alley, and like you notice how you like got out of sight, and you see down the street there's an Arby's, but the drones, they lose sight of you, and there's all these, I think there's a lot of analytic overlays over this. It shows this kind of predictive patterns of which way you jump, like as far as like as you go down the hallways, it's like it's trying to see where you should be going, and it's how their AI appears to be try to anticipate moves and react. And that's how part of the reaction speeds are supposed to be increased.
Oh crap, these are the droids from Incredibles 1.
And then you also, I think, at the bottom right of the screen, of each screen actually, each feed seems to have, it says, biopattern acquired. And then there's a serial number after it. And by serial number is a long series of numbers.
I
And
will take out my phone and just quickly type that in.
Okay.
To, like, the notes.
cool. I think, and even if you go back in the logs a little bit, like to the earlier part, like the drone that you destroyed, that, you see in the bottom screen, it says biopattern, and it says acquiring, and the numbers are like shh, and then right before you kind of throw this thing at it, it goes like acquired, and then it explodes.
Good to know.
Recall.
Yeah.
As you're kind of going through the computer screens, which you've gone through, I think you went through it last time. Was that you, or is that someone else on the computer? I don't remember.
I think it was me because I teleported into the room.
Yeah, I think it was you.
Yeah, and then right before we left, I like something.
Oh yeah, you did something too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Recall, you see basically in these files and folders of this like droid's AI, because you were able to find down you were able to find something earlier. You're able to get into their system a bit faster this time than you were last time. Doesn't seem that they've changed their password. Oh wait, no, you guys tried to put in a wonky password last time. That's what it is. It's like I remember that. I remember the computer was like, haha, no, seriously, what's the password? Okay, I remember that now. Okay, so that was the situation. I think what you find is a database, actually, a database of biopatterns. Just seems to be a huge hash of data in some of the nodes, and then but they're all kind of like have this ID number of many digits long, and what it appears to be. Have you done any hacking, Recall? Have you done anything like this before? Maybe you've learned something from Lucas, or
I mean, I think I know a little bit more than the average person using computers, just because of my time doing this sort of stuff to get up to no good. I think in order to be as much of a troublemaker as I am, I would have had to learn a little bit of something. So maybe from Lucas, maybe just from
okay.
messing
I'm
with
trying
my
to
man's
see
computer.
if there's when Wow, I'm getting lots of internet hitches on my end. Sorry. I think what and does anyone have any powers that help out in this situation? I don't think y'all do. I think that was I think
Hacking
that people
was
who
one of the
really-
powers I could have taken when I made this character, but nope.
Okay,
nope.
so here's what I'm going to say what happens. I think you have a moment where you think through, you were watching the maps, and as you all like kind of teleported on into the building and you looked up at the maps, you see on the grid there is a particular it shows like this waveform of this bio pattern that's being recognized, and that the drones seem to be looking for. You think that you might be able to, if you can find the right bio patterns, you might be able to remove them from the drone's database of things that it's looking for. Effectively, until it's noticed, making that particular bio pattern like ignored by the drones. So it seems like, because the last time you were here, you also like kind of found some like data that like it's showing that they've been collecting this kind of information for a long time. But it's possible in you sorry, I'm having a rough time explaining this, but as you teleport here, I think you intuit that the bio pattern that is recognized on the screen is the one that's associated with your powers.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to do that because mine's on the screen right now. I'm gonna do like a maybe just like just edit like one letter or something or one number of it just so it's just slightly off. Okay.
Yeah.
Try to edit that in the system and see if that changes anything.
Okay. All right. So you edit one digit, and then you kind of look up at the map, and this kind of like pattern just it blips off the map, and the drones kind of slowly kind of return to their normal patterns. And Facet, the 4 individuals that you're keeping an eye on seem to react to that. Some like I was like, what the hell? And they one of them kind of like puts their head up to their helmet, presumably to take it off. And you have a couple seconds to react. What do you do?
Oh no. Would I have like seen that Rose was doing stuff and like made any sort of connection between what was happening? Probably not.
Unless I don't think so. Unless Rose, because you were specifically watching them like a hawk.
Okay. Are there any lights in the room?
Yeah, there's a lot of lights. It's dimly lit. It's mostly lit by the screens and some klaxons and stuff like that. But
Okay. Oh no. Can I try to absorb the light energy of the room so the room goes dark?
yes, yes. Roll unleash your powers.
Okay. Oh, I hope this goes good. I think that's freak. Okay. 7.
All right, excellent. So I think it's either going to be temporary or you take a condition.
Let's see. I think she's gonna take the afraid condition because now she's like really worried that.
Okay.
What are we doing? We have no plan.
Okay, so you
Here we
draw
go.
draw all of the lights in the room.
Yeah, so it's like totally dark in here.
Okay.
Just like they'll all go out.
All right, it works. And you took a condition. Which one was
Yeah,
it?
so I'm gonna take the afraid condition.
Okay. It is completely dark in this room. I think before the lights go completely out, Lambaster, I think you took a peek at the screen and you saw another bio pattern show up on above the police headquarters, and then just the room goes black.
All right. I think what he's going to do is not going full bore, but is going to trying to, based on where people were right before the lights went out, try and lunge around and, grab the two back together and just say, "You need to go now. Get us out of here."
All right, and the four people, like you hear a lot more like kind of like murmurs and like people like, what's going? What happened to the power?
Yeah, I teleport us out as soon as he grabs me.
Okay,
Woohoo.
where do you go?
To the Walmart that I talked about before.
Okay, all right, you're at Walmart.
Behind the Walmart.
The middle of Walmart.
Okay.
So,
All
so
right,
I
cool.
think they now have my bio pattern. I think they were about to get yours there, Kiki. And Rose, I guess you got yours out of the system.
I hope you guys figure something out. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I feel like these computers are following us here. I feel like I can still hear them.
Damn it.
Yeah. So there's somehow they have our, I don't know what a bio pattern is, but they have it, and you were using them to track us. I changed mine just a little bit, so I don't think they'll be able to follow me around. So I can move us around places still, which I think is probably I assumed was probably the most helpful, because I can get you out of the situations when the things start following us. Until we can get back in there and shut that whole thing down. God, we need Lucas for this.
Okay. But you were able to change something then?
I changed mine, so I could
Okay.
theoretically get back in there and change the others without them being able to detect me.
I mean,
But
I don't know if it's connected, but one of the guys was like confused about something that happened. Maybe they noticed that something happened.
so you think they're like connected to the computer when they're like that?
Maybe they just seemed like something went wrong, and they were gonna take their headset thing off, and that's why I shut off the lights.
No, smart thinking. Because if they knew that we were in there, then they probably would have reset the whole thing. Now at least they might not know what we did. Okay. Well, you guys get changed, and I'll take you back wherever you want to go.
Yeah, although I think I kind of have an idea of what we should do. So the drones got my bio pattern when I was using my power.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go back in, we need to get everyone else in the system. And then once everyone's in the system, then we can go and find them in the logs and then change them.
Yeah.
But that way we only have to go back in there once more.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. We'll figure that out.
like- Use our powers on purpose, so they spot us.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, basically all we have to do is get everyone together. I'll jump in there. You all use your powers, and I change them as they come up. We can do it real quick, and then I get out. But I feel like we're going to have to wait a couple of weeks to do that, at least.
2 weeks.
Lucas has to get back from Canada. Eternium's gonna have to bring Olivia back.
Yeah,
They're
and
not
then I
fine.
feel like I'm probably going to be a little bit out of it in 2 weeks, so it might be a couple weeks after that.
No, we can say that actually happens. I think that's reasonable to say that happens before next time. Because that works out really well.
Yeah,
I
because
think-
all I was thinking is that we just get everyone together, like on the edge of town. I jump in, they all charge up and go Super Saiyan,
Mhm.
and then I just go in and like edit
Yep.
one at a time.
Beep 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 beep.
I like it a lot.
But I edit one letter in each. Wait, there are 6 of us. What word could I spell out?
I know.
Stop.
I'll figure it out next time. But I changed one letter in each, so if you line them all up, it spells out something. But I need to figure out what that would be.
Oh man, master hacker over here.
What about sneaky
Yeah.
or hidden, or I don't know.
Just have to be like, haha.
I was thinking about profanity.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, we'll just picture that in our own minds.
Picture
But
I'm gonna do screw you, but the letter U.
love it, love it.
Perfect.
So, okay, so we'll wrap this up. But what I want to know is I want to know what Kiki does for her Super Saiyan Edge of Town thing. What does Kiki do?
Oh man. Probably something she hasn't like ever tried.
Okay,
To
let's do it.
oh,
Roll
no.
unleash your powers.
Yeah.
No, say what you're gonna do first, and then we'll roll.
Um, Yeah, so she's done before where like she's like changed like her like skin and sort of like become like coated in a substance.
Yeah.
But she might try like actually like becoming that substance temporarily.
Okay.
She did it once and it really freaked her out, and so she hasn't really done it since.
Unleash your powers.
Let's see how it goes.
Gonna become like the Thing.
Oh no. It's
So
a
what hap-
miss.
What happens on a miss?
On Unleash Your Powers? I don't know.
I think you turn into stone for a while.
Yeah, no, that's what I
something
was
like
gonna say.
that.
She gets stuck that way for a little bit.
You're stuck.
Which is what happened the first time she got stuck that way.
Turn
It
into
was
like a
good-
statue for the neck.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think in fact when after the after Recall changes like the database and goes to pick everyone up, finds a statue there.
Yep, still
that
all
looks
stone.
just like Kiki.
Yeah, it's. And she's stuck like that. She said this happened once before. I can carry her around until she's
I could fix her.
reverts.
I could just turn her off. Boop. I draw a mustache on her first, and then boop.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Rude.
Perfect. So with that, also I want Lambast. What does Lambast do?
I think what he does is there's probably, because we're kind of on the edge of town, there's maybe some kind of statue or monument somewhere, and
There
it's,
sure is.
and I'm not sure exactly what it is. Maybe it's the Beacon founder, but it's nothing too destructive. But what he does is he just lifts it up out of its foundation, rotates it 90 degrees, and sets it back down.
Okay. All right. Unleash your
man.
powers.
Yeah.
We also have your number written down, but this is funny.
Yeah.
I know.
That is a 10. Full hit.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Just do it. And instead of facing the rising sun, the statue faces South Blockington.
That was probably some kind of, dramatic pointing
Yeah.
forward to the horizon thing, and
Yeah.
now it's just pointing to like.
Yeah.
To the
A
Taco Bell.
random building.
Yeah. It's pointing to Applebee's. Okay. And
Promotional stunt.
yeah, exactly. So you all get together one last time before we end the session. And do you celebrate with this mustache drawn on you, Kiki?
I don't know if she notices.
Okay, she doesn't notice. Oh, your parents throw a fit when you get home. That's what happens. You get home and like your mom sees this mustache on you, and she's like, getting ready to yell, and we'll stop the session there.
Oh man.
We'll just imagine there's a good row after that. So let's do end of the session things. Good job, everyone. You have made your team invisible from the power-seeking drones. So start end of the session. All right. So at the start of this, end of session, choose one. We'll start with Kiki. You want to grow closer to the team, grow away from the team, or grow into your own image of yourself?
Sure, I didn't really think about this. I feel like I want to be like grow closer to the team, but I don't know like who specifically. Can we come back to me?
Okay, let's go
Wait a
to
minute.
Rose.
Okay. I was between grow close to the team and own image. One of these days I'm going to do the grow away from the team, but you guys keep being too nice. I think I'm going to do grow close to the team because I think Lambast made me feel a little more welcome. So,
All right.
we had some good bonding. So yeah, which gives you influence over me, but you already have it, so you can just shift some of my labels.
Yeah, I might just shift those labels back to what they were.
Okay.
So put my superior back up and my mundane back down.
Yeah.
So you can clear a condition or mark potential.
I'm gonna mark potential, and that gives me another advancement.
Hey.
Nice.
Now Ian.
I think grow closer to the team because finally feels in a comfortable position with Rose, or at least with recall. Still not entirely 100% on Rose.
Is
but-
anyone?
Yeah. So giving influence to her, which I think she already does, and marking potential.
All right. Oh, and I think you also all got like a text from the Golden Duke. He was like, even better than the first time.
How do you know? Is he following us?
Timey-wimey.
I'll look around to see if there's a giant yellow asshole floating in the sky.
Yeah, it is. It rises in the east. That's the west.
Oh man.
All right, Kiki.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say grow closer to the team, and I think the fact that like we went to Rose's house, like we're kind of seeing into her life a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So give influence to that character. I don't know if Rose.
Now I have influence over everyone.
Oh.
Just kidding, not Lucas, because you took it away from me last session.
I did take it away.
Okay, and then either clear a condition or mark potential, and I'm just gonna take away that. Well, I mean, she got stuck as a rock for a while. So I don't know if like the afraid condition would go away, so maybe she's still spooked by her powers. So I'm gonna say she marks potential.
All right. What was one of your things? Oh, never mind. I was
Nope.
I was looking to see if it said get stoned with a teammate. And maybe it could have worked, but no, it's specifically get drunk or high.
We'll do that next time.
Oh man, that's
Um,
funny.
so well done, everybody. You have defeated the drone puzzle using your ingenuity and wit. Well done. Thank you all so much for hanging with us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the Beacon City superhero conundrum. Thank you for joining us. We will be back again in 2 weeks for Volume 8. And once again, this Monday is Wild Space. And then the Saturday after this Saturday. So, yeah, that's going to be Lords of Misrule. So, auf Wiedersehen. Have a good night. You're great. What?
But I was gonna say thanks for the follow, Geek Unleashed.
Did we get a follow from Geek Unleashed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for hanging out, Soul Echo. That new emote looks so good. When you use it.
Heck.
Heck. So, we will see you all very soon. Good night, and good luck, Internet.
Good
Good night,
night,
Internet.
Internet.
Get swole, internet.